Once upon a time, there was a farmer, and the farmer was very hard-working. Every morning, he got up early, and he worked all day on his farm. Well, the farmer had 3 sons, but his sons were very different. You see, the farmer's sons, they were a little bit lazy. Actually, they were very lazy. You know, when they were small, the 3 sons, they would watch the other children play. But they didn't join them. They were too lazy. And then when the 3 sons, when they were teenagers, sometimes they would see beautiful young girls walking past the farm. But they didn't go to talk to them. They were too lazy. And then when they became young men, sometimes they would go fishing in the river, and sometimes they would catch a fish in the river, but they never brought the fish home. They were too lazy. Or sometimes the neighbors would see them sleeping under the trees, and they would say to them, "Hey, what are you doing? Look at your father. He's working in the field. Go and help him." But the sons would only say, "Our father loves hard work. We don't want to make him unhappy." And then they would fall asleep again under the trees. Well, this continued day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. The farmer tried to make his sons do some work, but he couldn't. Every day, the farmer got up early in the morning and he worked on the farm. And his sons, they did nothing. Well, one day, the farmer became sick and weak. He couldn't get up anymore. And so he called his sons to his bed. And he said, "My work is over soon. Soon I will die. And I'm so worried about you. What will you do when I am gone? How will you support yourself?" Well, for the first time in their lives, the 3 sons were afraid for their future. Father, we don't know, Father, please help us. What can we do? How can we get money?" Well, the farmer, he thought about it for a long time. And then he said, "There is one way. Long ago, when I was young, I had some treasure, and I buried the treasure under the farm. Now, I don't remember where the treasure is, but if you can find it, then you can support yourselves." Well, soon after this, the farmer died. And his 3 sons, of course, they were very upset. But soon, they had to think about their future. How would they support themselves now their father was gone? Well, the oldest brother spoke. "Our father says there is treasure under the farm. The garden is small. Let's dig under the garden. Maybe the treasure is there." And so, the brothers, they began to dig. They dug and they dug and they dug. They dug up all of the garden. It was very hard work. The brothers were tired. Their arms began to ache and their legs began to ache. But did they find the treasure? No. And then the middle brother spoke. And he said, "Well, we should dig under the fields. Maybe the treasure is under the fields." And so the brothers, they began to dig under the fields. They dug one field, and then another field, and then another field, and they dug up all the fields of the farm. And it was very, very hard work. They were tired, but now they could feel their bodies were beginning to get stronger and their muscles were beginning to get bigger. But did they find that treasure? No. And then the youngest brother said, "Well, maybe there is no treasure. But look, we have dug up all of the farm. We should not waste our hard work. We should plant vegetables and grapes." And so, the three brothers, they began to plant. In the garden, they planted vegetables. In the fields, they planted a vineyard. And you know, day after day, those brothers, they continued to work. Every morning, they would get up early, and they would work all day, watering their vegetable garden and tending to their vineyard. Well, many days later, the three brothers looked out over the farm. And what did they see? Well, they saw the result of their hard work. They saw a vegetable garden full of big, succulent vegetables. And they saw a vineyard full of purple, juicy grapes. And the brothers, they said to themselves, "You know, our father did leave us a treasure, but it was much more valuable than money or gold." All three brothers agreed. Their father was a very wise man.